Welcome back to episode 5 of the Dog Talk podcast. Today I have a new, not a member, must I say, former teacher, not a former. Jeez. Let's just try that again. We have a, dang it.
Stuff ain't easy, folks.
This
Y'all
is
should
not
try
easy.
this.
We have a teacher. He is still a teacher here. He's been a teacher for how long? 3 years?
This is my third year here.
Third year here.
Third year here.
Third
Got
year.
me thinking.
So you're what is everything you're teaching so far?
This year I'm Algebra 1, Geometry, and then the seniors Quant Lit. I've got some juniors in there.
Man,
I enjoy all my kids.
Quant Lit, what's that?
It's I pose it basically. It's like a home ec for math. So so you basically what can we take away from everything we've learned in high school that we might actually use in the world, such as balance and checkbooks and percent increase, decrease, and discounts, taxes, and all the things that you thought you might not ever encounter, but hey, here we go. What can we learn? Let's pick it up.
I might have to join that class. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie to you.
you'd benefit from it. You would. We do taxes too. Taxes. We actually go to the government website.
Really?
I pull off a real 1040 form from the government website, and we fill all that out. And taxes are something we know nobody gets away from them. Uncle Sam's got a really long arm, so it's worthwhile. It's good.
Is would you say that's your favorite class? So like to teach, or
It's back and forth. Honestly, I go between loving that class and then loving algebra, and then loving geometry, and then back to algebra, and then back to quant lit. We get to do all sorts of fun stuff in all the classes.
is there like a subject that you wish you could teach, but just under some circumstances you just haven't got to at this point?
Yes, and that's calculus. I love calculus, and it's probably of all the maths, it's the most applicable. Granted, it's the name that turns everybody away. You hear calculus, it's like gross. I'm running as fast as I can, even if I can't run. Understandable, but it's the most applicable of all the maths. So if you've got any problem in life that deals with needing to find anything, such as the amount of fence to enclose a field or an area.
Yeah.
I've got so much fence. What's the most area I can close in that? That's a calculus problem.
Yes.
But I love working in that subject, but not a lot of kids take calculus, understandably, and I think we may only go up to pre-calculus.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd have to have a master's to teach that, which is in my scope, but right now, not the case.
So it's not out of the picture just yet.
Not out of the picture. Not out of the picture.
That's good.
Great school though, so I know whatever I'm teaching, wherever I'm at, I've got good kids, good admin, so I love it.
I was talking to Coach Wilson last week, and I asked him if he had long hair. I'm pretty sure you had very long hair.
I did.
How long did you let that grow out to be?
Oh, it was probably just shy of it was just a few inches above, the top of my jeans in the back. So it'd been growing for at least 5 years that I remember.
Man.
It was growing, and for no real reason, just let's let it grow. It was curly. It was extremely curly. And I had some friends growing their hair out too, so I thought, well, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. And it got pretty long. It did. It was so curly you couldn't quite tell it, but it definitely had the curl.
Do you look like a British singer or something like that?
Yeah. British pop, Where's the things you can do, I guess you could say, with curly hair that is endless. And the best thing to do is not do anything at all. Because if you have curly hair, it's your hair's day, not your day. That's a woman thing. But guys have issues with their hair too. And
hey,
and
a lot of guys are growing out their hair nowadays.
They are, and they know what I'm talking about. It's sometimes it's just your hair's just going to be extra curly, extra kinky that day. Whatever, rock it, roll with it.
Did you have a preferred shampoo that you used every day?
Good question. I like Pantene. It felt like it got everything the cleanest. and my hair would tangle less, and it seemed to be more less frizzy, I guess, with Pantene. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if there's anything to that or not. But
yeah. Well, this is kind of out of right field, but did you wash your hair every day? Because a lot of people with long hair, they'll like, oh, I haven't washed my hair in about 4 months. Might as well do it to keep it healthy. Like, what did you do?
You know, that's another good question. You've got great questions here.
Thank you.
I actually, it's something about me when I don't know with strangers. So when I see somebody anywhere, I need to know something or I want to know something, in Walmart especially, I'll just approach them. And I saw a lady who had hair practically down to her knees.
Yeah.
And I commented on it and I said, ma'am, strange question. You can tell me to mind my business if you'd like, but do you wash your hair every day? And she said, oddly enough, yes, I do. She said, I wash it every single day. And it looked just as healthy, if not healthier, than most other women's hair. So there's something to be said there. So I wash mine every day, and I felt like it didn't hurt it at all. So I feel like do what you do. If you feel you need to wash it, I don't think you're going to harm your hair. Just keep it moisturized, conditioner.
Yeah.
And that'll go a long way.
Well, you said you have curly hair, so did you brush it much at all?
I couldn't. It was so curly. If I ran a brush through it, I would look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just out there. So just wash it, let it go.
I haven't picked up a hairbrush in about, I don't even know, a couple of years. It's been a while. I mean, it's not like I have to, because it's lowest it's gotten is like to my eyeballs. That's
Is this as long as it's been right here?
Yeah, about. I kind of need a little bit of a haircut, just not much. I kind of like it right now,
Yeah.
But onto the long hair, kind of. You were in a band, weren't you?
I was.
Was you a drummer? Is that right?
Yep, drummer.
What was y'all's band's name?
Play currently right now.
You still play?
I still do, yes.
Nice.
With Icarus Gin, we're like a rock, jazz, little bit of jazz in the improv, way of things, but kind of like a math rock, I don't really know how to, progressive rock maybe.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of longer solos in our music, but I still play with them. They're Icarus Gin, my closest friends that I have today. That's those guys, very near and dear. I think that's part of what keeps us together is just the closeness. We can't stand to be apart for too long, and we have too much fun doing it. Play with another band that we go back and forth. We play country. It's a little country southern rock. We've called ourselves many things. The last name we were under was Mashed Taters. Now it's Full Tilt.
Y'all should have stuck with Mashed Taters.
Mashed Taters, right? And then we got another one play with. He's like me and a couple other buddies who also have long hair, and we call ourselves Noise Complaint, and we play things that you wouldn't expect, like pop songs. Play some Maroon 5. We play some JT, some Justin Timberlake, and I get some poppy beats in there, and it's kind of nice. You can get outside the norm and some dancey stuff. It's good.
Y'all have some incredible names.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I've named every band that I've been in.
You've named them?
Yeah.
Man, you're good at that. I'll tell you that.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I think on something and I'm like, that name just comes to me. And I'm like, that's got to be it. I like that.
Can you come up with a name like right on the spot, or you have to think on it, like when it just comes to you at the most random time?
Most of the time it's random. I've been able to coin some things on the spot just to get something done, but if it's worthwhile, then usually I think on it for a little bit, and then I kind of go back and forth. I'm like, you try something, sleep on it, you like it, not necessarily come back and try again, right? And the good names just come out to me. Just that's it.
How much do y'all meet up a week? I mean, not a week, but like, do y'all meet up like regularly or?
Well, see, we used to. Me and my guitarist, my best friend, Aaron Wicker. He was practically living with me for a short bit. He wasn't, but he was over all the time. So
Yeah, I know
we
what you mean.
we joke like he basically lived with me. So I just left my drums set up in the house, and he left his stuff set up. So multiple times a week we would get together and we'd nail down things like silly things like the Mario tune, you know, like and got real tight that way. So
Yeah.
me and him, we've developed this sort of John Bonham, Jimmy Page, you know, where typically the drummer and the bassist sync up.
Yeah.
Well, we did sort of Led Zeppelin thing where the drummer and the guitarist would sync up, and then the bass would sort of fill in. We have a phenomenal bassist, by the way, Shane Ballard. He's an electrician there out of Jonesboro.
Really?
He's great. He's like the Flea of Northeast Arkansas.
Hey.
But we got very tight, and we just anything we set our minds to. We're learning a King Crimson song right now. It's a band from back in I believe the 60s and big in the 70s and 80s. Learning one of their tunes, and they're tough. They have really weird time signatures.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to practice. Going back to the question, we used to practice awful lot throughout the week, and then, you know, we're like, okay, let's the next step. Okay, so he ends up, you know, getting a place, and we go, you know, about every weekend or every other weekend playing gigs some, and now life is just so busy for all of us collectively that we're just lucky to get to play a gig once a month at this point.
Yeah.
I'd like to get together more though. How often do y'all get together?
Well, I'm personally not really in a band. I mean,
You play though, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'll play every 2 days, like once every 2 days. I'll play for a while, and then, you know, just play whatever I want. But I had a friend, he brought the idea to put a drum set down, and I call it my music room. It's just our safe room with all of our equipment.
Nice.
We got a pretty fun safe room. But so we went on this. We just went one day to Jonesboro, and we got an electric drum set, and we got a bass, and we've been playing just like simple songs, you know what I mean? Just like 3 chords. I mean, easy. I'm not saying that he's a bad drummer. I'm saying like he's actually very good, up for my ear at least.
Sure.
But I mean, we'll play like a Trio Revival song or something like that. We'll play a Chris Stapleton song.
I like Stapleton.
I do too.
Got a lot of soul.
Yeah.
And you know, for drums, it takes a while to get the finesse and the touch. But
I've tried it, and I can keep a little beat, but I can't go past that. But
the limb independence is a tough one to get over. You not only have to have your left hand away from your right hand, you got to have your left foot away from your right foot, and it's just hemispheres. A lot going on.
It's still a little easier than a steel guitar. One time, Dad knew a guy who knew a guy, and something happened, and we ended up with a steel guitar in our music room for a month or so. And I tried it, and it was so hard. Like, not only
There's
do
no
you have
frets.
you have to perfectly pinpoint the frets. You got to use your feet, volume, both these pedals, both hands, and even your knees. You got to knock levers to bend the strings.
Levers and
I gave up.
So much. It's so much.
I gave it a solid 5 hours, and I gave up on it for good.
I feel like that's one of those you can't just walk into and kind of make your way. You really have to have some instruction, because if you've never seen a steel guitar, there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 levers under there that you move sideways, left and right with a knee. Yeah. Then you've got your 6 strings at least on top.
No, there's like 12.
12, like okay. It's been a while.
12, 13, I can't remember.
So you just slide along those. So you're sliding all these levers, and you're sliding your bar up top. Yeah. So you're creating this universe of different notes. Yes. So trying to pinpoint which lever to slide and what each lever is going to do, that at least takes a while. And where do you begin? There's so much moving, there's so much going on. Where do you even?
I tried
I'm with you. I think I would struggle myself.
I tried a little bit with like a SpongeBob song or something like that, because like a lot of people don't notice, but SpongeBob has so much steel guitar in that.
Sure, I can hear it.
They're all silly songs and all that, but they're pretty fun to play.
Yeah.
You know?
and in between all the scenes, you know, the
all that.
This cold is killing me. Yeah, that I could see that. And that's in anything with music, you know, you have to enjoy what you're playing or you're not going to keep doing it, right?
That's right.
And so whatever it is, as goofy as it may sound, find what you enjoy playing and play that. Play more of that. Find other people willing to play anything, and that's where it's at. That's the spice.
What? So you're obviously a drummer. What was there like a specific song or a person that like made you want to do that?
I've been in band since 5th grade, and I always wanted the percussion section.
Yeah.
Anything in percussion, of course, the first thing to fill up is always, without a doubt, it's always percussion. Whether, I don't know, if it seems the coolest or whatever it is. But so they said, no, you're going to have to go clarinet. So I started there, and then 7th grade went up to the saxophone, and I'm thankful for my time there because I wouldn't have developed an understanding of the theory of music as well as I have had I been on something that didn't require knowledge of the notes and scales. And so I'm very appreciative. I probably wouldn't do it over. I would still take those instruments and play them faithfully, but I think I would incorporate more percussion. But I had a friend that was always, you know, he was the drummer in our jazz band at Oak Ridge, and at the time they also had a band and they would play out. Jason Swan is his name, and a phenomenal drummer. He plays with so much soul, and to this day he looks up to me and I still look up to him equally as much. I don't think we recognize how much we look up to each other, but I have this sense of playing with precision, and he plays with soul, so to speak, and so we're just two different universes, but we appreciate what each other does. And I always look up to him and thought, you know, I would love to do that. And they played out all the time in high school. Had a, you know, our music teacher over there at Oak Ridge, Mrs. Joan Bull, I believe she was from West Plains. She bought him a drum set to play with. And was like, I see something in you. Here you go. This is something that I want to see you pursue if you do. And of course he wanted to. So he took everything on, and they were playing, and Andrew Shore is a guitarist. They're just nailing it, you know. I was like, that looks like so much fun. I would love to be part of that, but I never had the chance till high school or till college. Was over in Fayetteville. A buddy that I went to Lyon with, he was over in Fayetteville, and he worked at one of the Japanese restaurants down there on Dixon Street. And they had a drum set up in there that they had nothing in mind to do with it. They're just sitting there collecting dust. They said, tell you what, Eric, do you want this? Are you interested? Oh yeah, he is. I said, how much? I said, I don't know, $60. Give me $60. As fast as he could hand him $60, we had a drum set set up in my living room, and here we go, we're taking off. So that was my first official band, was over in Fayetteville there with this, I don't know, it might have been a first act kit or whatever it was. It didn't matter. I sat on a 5-gallon bucket, faithfully loved every second of it, and that's how we got started. So I finally got my chance, and I just never looked back. I just kept going. Everybody's desire is to always to start sooner on their instrument, right? When did you start guitar?
I wrote an essay about this a couple days ago, actually. It was a big snow in 2020. So with the quarantine and with the snow, I was bored out of my mind. And, you know, Dad's always played my entire life. He started my age, like, you know. And he's always a big old bluegrass player and all that. And so once I started on the Marty Robbins song, Big Iron. And I quickly learned, you know, the chord progressions, just A minor, C, E, whatever, all that, you know. But then, like, I just kept on getting an itch, you know, like just keep on playing more and playing more. And then I heard an electric guitar, and then I needed that. And then
here it comes.
Just kept on, you know.
Yeah.
I still haven't just satisfied. Like, played the national anthem, still didn't do it, you know. Like it.
And I tell you something, it never goes away. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you're always wanting more. It never goes away. You're never just satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I guess, what keeps us pushing, right? So.
Yeah, that's right. But my dad's still way better than me at guitar. Like, I'll have somebody at my house and I'll be playing, and Dad will come down there with an acoustic and he'll go crazy and just put me to shame every time.
Somebody fan that man.
I know.
The bluegrass picker. Your dad's a bluegrass
picker.
So there's something to be said there. Just that is so much more difficult than just strumming chords.
Yeah.
You step back on a guitar, now you've got some called chicken picking. You've got control of many strings at one time.
I love doing that. I can't do it, but I love hearing that and trying it at least.
Yeah, it sounds good too. And you step on a rhythm guitar, an acoustic guitar, and you go from 3 feet wide to 10 feet wide with your tone. It means so much.
Yeah. They have a band, Murphy Bluegrass Boys. It's Dad's brother Peyton Murphy and his dad Gavin Murphy, and so Peyton, he plays the mandolin, and then my papa Gavin, he plays like a big old upstand bass, and he was trying to get me to play the bass, like replace him, and I tried it
big shoes.
They got a little, get together, and I tried filling in. It was
a lot to learn here in a short time.
It was like they expected me to know what key it was in right there. I finally just gave up.
Ready, set, go.
Yeah.
And they're fretless too. Maybe that one is.
It
like
is.
Most. Yeah. So you have to
really get
muscle memory. You have to have a lot going on.
That's right. Now I can.
They sound good though, don't they? They really do.
They do. I can walk a bass. That's about it. That's all I can do with a bass, really. I couldn't tell you what key a string was. I can tell you about a guitar and all that, but even though a bass is the first 4 strings of a guitar, E, A, D, G, E, A, D, G.
Stretching my mind here as well.
So I can't even read sheet music. I mean, I've never really needed to. I can read a tab or a tablature, if you will. But
it's kind of like developing with a bass, especially just developing those patterns and those boxes.
Yeah.
Kind of walking and working into and out of those.
Other than music, we've covered easily 20 minutes on this. What else do you do for fun? Do you have any extra hobby that no one knows about, maybe?
My daughter and I, we like to camp and go sightseeing. I say we like to camp, even though we've only been officially one time.
Yeah. Which
ended in a total disaster, but she's not afraid to go back and try it again. So it's not a loss at all. But so it's a little story to tell there. So last summer, we're like, okay, let's go camping. My buddy hollered at me from Lyon.
Yeah.
It had been well over 10 years since I saw him, and let's go meet up. Let's go camp at Greer's. And so we made plans and we got everything ready. We get down there. It's great weather, extremely hot outside. Even though it was still hot, we still built a fire way bigger than we ever should have. So now we can't be within 15 feet of our campsite. It's like, what are we thinking? Fires and camping, right? You got to have the two.
I know deep down you felt a little proud making that big of a fire.
I did. It's something about building a fire. It's just, we got it done.
Makes you feel like a real man.
Yeah.
No matter what, if it's with a lighter and gasoline, you just feel like a man no matter what you do.
And the harder it is to light, the more accomplished you are.
Yeah.
So we're camping. We see lightning off in the distance, and at night you can see lightning from counties away. It looked like 20% chance that night, so no worries. Starts getting closer. We start watching radar a little bit closer, and it starts getting windy. So we start picking some things up just in case. And about 30 minutes later, it turns into
I'm yelling at my daughter. The wind is blowing so hard. It's literally raining so hard, and lightning is striking every direction around us. I honestly thought this might be the night I experience what it feels like to get struck by lightning. We didn't let that scare us. We're still packing up. I'm telling her, hang on to this so it doesn't blow away into the lake. She's hanging onto the tent. She's hanging onto the mattress. We lose some stuff, but we didn't lose us or the memory, so it was great. She was crying her eyes out in the passenger seat of the car. Literally like 1 foot stuffing stuff into the back seat. Just get it in there and get the door shut. I didn't even care. And
sounds like something out of a movie.
It was something out of a movie for sure, you know. And I got a picture of me and him at the very last as we're packing up. Lightning in the background. We're soaking wet. I mean, our shirts are like wet napkins stuck to our chest. It was an experience that made for a really good picture. And best of all, she's not afraid to go back. So we're gonna continue that, pick up where we left off there. But
you learn from your mistakes.
You know, don't watch the radar because this is Arkansas. That won't tell you much. It changes in 30 minutes.
It's
but
just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion, yeah. So what might else we bring? But yeah, we're gonna try it again. Maybe.
One time we went camping, and I was really young, but I think we lost somebody in the middle of the night. We found them again. There was like 5 or 6 of us in this little tent, just crammed in there. It was all muggy and everything. Woke up, you know. We just woke up. We are not like morning people, let alone camping people.
Especially if you've been sleeping and it's been hot and muggy all night.
Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant? Like a food chain restaurant?
I have tiers. So I've got this really fine palate that, for better or for worse, I taste a lot of things and stuff. I love cooking. In the middle of purchasing a really nice smoker that I could go into business with this thing. I love cooking. I love smoking meats. I love tasting good food. So when I go anywhere, I try to get something I've never had before. I go to small towns as I'm traveling, and I go to the offbeat restaurants because I want to see what's the best of this area. You know,
you gotta find them 1 cups that say like Coca-Cola on them. Those places.
Yes, you know, that have been there for 50 years and tried and changed and so the small places. So I love those. So I have my tiers of like fast food restaurants of the fastest fast food, if that makes sense, if I could say
like,
that.
Quickest. Yeah.
Quickest, probably Wendy's would be my favorite.
Wendy's?
I feel like they have a really good burger. If you're just in the mood for a quick bite and a good burger, Wendy's is probably the best.
Yeah. When you go to, say, Wendy's, do you get the same thing every time, or do you mix it up every time?
I'm one of those. I like to try new things, but when it comes to a restaurant like that, I usually just stick to my number one.
That's right. That's exactly what I do.
Yep. I just go to the number one. I know it's going to be a hit. I know it's going to work.
It's number one for a reason.
Always. No, exactly. So we just had a conversation today with a student. They said it used to be the number 2. Is that right?
Me?
Did the single burger, it wasn't with you. It was with another student. They said the burger at Wendy's used to be a number 2, and I guess now it's a number 1. I don't know if that's true or not. I was curious what was in the number 1, because I feel like you're right.
No, I think it's like a Dave's 1, 2, and 3, I think.
Right, the double and the triple, all number 1s. Yeah. But I believe, I'm with you. I feel like that should always be the number 1, because that's just their tried and true. If you haven't tried a Wendy's burger, you owe it to yourself.
Yes. I honestly have to go Sonic myself.
Sonic, the drinks, the
fancy.
Options.
They're quick. And
how many options do you have?
Oh, enough.
Enough, right? I think if Bray was here, he could fill us in on the.
Yeah, he'd let us know on his.
Pretty versed on all the
double-decker, extra cream, whatever. Man,
fancy. I like it. A man that knows what he wants, because I sure don't.
I had to have taken him a couple tries, a couple years maybe to figure that one out. Oh,
how many times here?
Yeah.
I'm no good at decisions. If you give me more than 2, I may be here a minute.
Yeah.
Because I got to figure out what's the best decision right now. What do I really want?
What is your Sonic drink? I've asked everybody so far, and I got to keep it going so far.
My Sonic drink, I'm reluctant to try things that I'm not sure of, but I've stopped at Sonic many times. I thought that Dirty Dr. Pepper rolled out. And I thought, I like that. I could kind of see that combination in my mind, what it might be like. Let's experience it. I tried it, and I really like the Dirty Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
That was what I got for the conferences here.
I have no idea what's in it, but it's all right.
It's good.
I don't need to know, really.
It's kind of like a suntan lotion drink. You kind of picture yourself with the taste and everything, with the coconut paired with, or the coconut and the lime. You just get this sunny beach sort of vibe when you drink it. It's nice, but their sweet tea's amazing, always and forever.
I drink it too fast. That's my only problem.
Got to get light ice, or it's gone before you get home. Even if you live 3 blocks away, it's gone before you get home.
I'm gonna try that. They do stuff it down with some ice.
Yeah, they do.
Good little marketing. I
It
think we've
works.
run out of time. Believe it or not. Thank you so much for being with us today.
I appreciate you having me.
If you ever want to talk more about instruments, I'll be right here. I'm not that hard to find.
Yeah. Here, same time, same station. Seems like every week you've got a great thing rolling here.
Every week, Wednesdays at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, we will come out with a new one. I don't know who we're interviewing next week, but maybe it'll be something interesting, someone y'all would have never guessed. But other than that, we'll see you later.
See.